what's up, guys? Esports Doug here. I wanted to take a minute to record a very quick video on something that I saw last weekend at the UMG close qualifiers between TSM and FaZe. There was something that FaZe did on the attacking side that was really impressive, and I tried bringing attention to it during the cast, but honestly, there was so much going on in that moment. I don't know that I did it justice, so I wanted to take a quick moment to take a look at it one more time. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. Again, TSM is playing FaZe. This is the grand finals, and it is map 2. TSM has a 1-0 lead. FaZe has come out of the gates roaring, right? Much like they did on map 1. They're playing on bind, and this is where we find ourselves now. Both teams have rifles. Both teams are sitting pretty, and FaZe is on the attacking side. So there are a couple things that we're going to want to talk through, so I'm actually going to slow this down just a little bit so we can talk through it all and make sure nothing is missed. Again, this is a rifle round for both teams. So what we're going to see right off the bat is TSM's aggression and how they choose to play this round. You've got Drone and you've got Cutler just inside Hookah, and you have Wardell come through Telly right off the bat with the operator. That's obviously intended to lock down the area right outside of Hookah. Make sure there's nobody from FaZe who's going to be pushing in to try to establish Hookah control. They invest a lot too to make sure that this area of the map is TSM's to own. You see the curveball from Drone. You're going to see a recon dart from Cutler, and of course you're going to see Wardell come through with the operator to try to lock it down. Let's take a look. There was the curveball. You see the pings from the drone dart. And then you also have Wardell here waiting, looking to see if anyone's there. For him, it's great because somebody is there, and it's Corey. So you see Wardell kind of creeping around the corner, finally spots one, shoots, doesn't land. At this point, TSM has invested a lot, right? They invested a ton of utility. They have invested personnel into this area of the map. They are doing everything they can to ensure that this area of the map is theirs to own. Corey also uses Roomba here to try to gain some information around Hookah and establish control around this area of the map. Between Corey's Roomba and all of the utility that we see from TSM, there's one very clear message, and that is for FaZe, this area of the map is not safe. They go ahead, they back off, and that's all they get. In the meantime, we're going to back this up just a bit. Again, there were so many things that happened in quick unison that I want to touch on. So I went back a bit too far. Okay. While this is happening, take a look at the minimap. You see the dart has been used right here from Raucus down B long. So Raucus uses the dart down B long. You start to think about how this battle for information plays out, and by process of elimination, you can understand what areas of the map are safe and which are not. We've already concluded, we've already talked about the fact that Hookah is not safe. With the dart from Raucus down B long, they conclude that at least part of B long is safe. So he uses the dart there. They understand, okay, the dart was not shot out. It didn't spot anybody either. That means at least for that area that the dart can cover, it's safe. Nobody's home. That plus, again, that heavy presence in Hookah shows that there's room to move for FaZe, and that's exactly what they do. Again, watch the minimap. You see members of FaZe immediately funnel up that way. They establish so much control, so much real estate, and then they continue to build off of that, right? You see, I believe it's Marved. Sorry, I'm taking a look at my notes. Yep, Marved smokes off elbow, as you saw here, and we're going to talk about elbow a lot. Smokes off elbow. And then you're going to see him smoke off CT as well. And Raucus, with his utility, again, comes in for FaZe to create more room for them. You're going to see him use the drone here, clear out Octagon, and work his way on a site. So at this point, again, let's recap. Hookah, not safe. Area outside of Hookah, not safe. What they do know is safe is that B long is safe. They know that Octagon is safe because of what the drone just spotted. And the dart cleared out all of the areas around the telly as well. So they know that they can at least move up that far without any danger, without anything possibly disastrous on the other side. Let's keep going. Rockets continues to use his drone, spots Wardell. Okay, so now they have some info. Furthermore, you also saw, I think I mentioned this earlier, he smokes off not only hookah, but he smokes off CT as well, right? No entrance onto the site. They know that there are no aggressive players from TSM on the proper site. They know that Wardell's over in hookah. So from there, they can deduce, okay, we saw all of that heavy noise right in hookah. They've cleared out B long, and they've cleared out site. All of those members of TSM that they saw early in the round are still there. They're still in hookah. FaZe is, the way they play this really is beautiful, and this is what led me to create this video. FaZe take the information that they have, information that's been given to them, and they double down on it. And here's what I mean. You're about to see the paranoia blind through. At this point, again, they know where Wardell is. Marv's paranoia clears through right across the minimap. You just saw it here. Boop. Anyone in hookah is blinded at this point. That allows Baby Bay to move forward, again, to get a little bit more room, establish more of a power position on the site with the operator, and ensure that that area of the map is safe. It just continues to get better. Sorry, I had to clear out my epic pen. So they get onto the site, and then look at how FaZe continues to play this on the minimap. We're actually going to bring up the minimap. We're going to talk more about what goes down. They take significantly aggressive spots elsewhere on the map. You're starting to see Marv already on the site proper. Elsewhere on the map, Corey, who started off this round from the very beginning, was still right outside of hookah. Or yeah, excuse me, it was right outside of stand outside hookah. So what he does there is he is the anchor, right? Knowing where TSM is going to be, it is right now, and that's in hookah. They have two options. They can either go on to B through hookah, which is not safe, or they can wrap around and try to establish some presence in B long. That's what Corey's there for. Corey gets the opening pick onto Cutler, and he creates so much room for FaZe. And it's not just because he's gaining real estate, but it's because he's denying real estate for TSM. So he gets that big pick. Eventually it gets traded out, but the damage has been done at this point. Again, Wardell looking to see if he can get anything. Nothing's going on there. Meanwhile, Raucus gets the spike down, and this is where it goes from bad to worse for TSM. This move right here really kind of locks down the entire round for FaZe. As the spike is going down, again, they know that TSM is trapped inside of hookah. While FaZe gets aggressive enough and creates enough room for them to get the spike down, they take that inch and they snatch out the proverbial mile as well, because you see them take more of an aggressive spot around elbow. Raucus is on site. You see them already creep their way up towards elbow. Okay. Meanwhile, members of TSM are starting to rotate over. Let's take a look at this from this perspective. I think this will do a better job of explaining why I nerded out so hard when this happened. So again, let's take spot of what's going on here. TSM has a couple of members here. Excuse me. TSM has a couple of members in the window area of hookah. FaZe has essentially determined at this point that all of this is safe, right? Like all of this is theirs. There is no danger presented to them here. The reason this gets so dicey for TSM, and this again, in my opinion, is what secures the round, is it's not just that. It's that they continue to pile it on. They work their way aggressively all the way up through elbow to establish the control of this area of the map. And you'll see TSM recognizes that in just a few short moments, and there's not a whole lot they can do. The reason this is so debilitating for TSM is because it makes their attack one-dimensional. And when I say their attack, I mean their attack to retake the site. It makes it one-dimensional because they're already limited on their options, right? Again, we know that they have a couple of players here. They can go this way. They can maybe wrap all the way around, but as you'll see on the mini-map, FaZe has Baby Bay sitting right down here. looking down belong, ensuring that nobody is around on the flank because, as we mentioned earlier, Corey dies on the link. So TSM can go in through hookah, or they come in through CT and they have options here, or ideally they make their way in through elbow and they have area to work with there as well. So in an excuse me, in an ideal state for TSM, they've got 3, ideally 4 areas to attack the site from, but let's scratch off belong for now. They can get it through CT spawn, ideally through hookah or through elbow, and that makes the retake so much easier for TSM because FaZe has to divide their resources more, show focus, show attention to a couple of different areas, entry points on the map to the site, and that just makes it more difficult for them. But again, FaZe's aggressive positioning around the elbow area of the map really makes TSM two-dimensional in this case, but as we're going to see, they take more of their options away and really force TSM into a really bad spot where they have to make a decision. Well, we'll talk about that more in a minute. But it makes them one-dimensional, right? This is no longer an option. They have to go in through here or they have to go in through here. Both of those options, as we see, FaZe forces them to isolate. Both of those, they can't push together, and in that instance, they both suck. Let's keep looking at the film and see how this continues to break down. So, as we'll see, you see the position, the aggressive position here. Hazed recognizes that he's already lost that area of the map. You're going to see him smoke off right here. Because again, they know they've already lost that area of the map. They don't have control of elbow, and it's such a pivotal pressure point on that site. So you're going to see him smoke it off. Let me clear that out. And go back to this. There's the smoke. They go ahead and they smoke that off. Again, recognizing they don't have any options there. Meanwhile, Marv smokes off hookah window. And this is what I was alluding to earlier. Excuse me, I'm nerding out about this. This is what I was alluding to earlier, because FaZe forces TSM to play a one-dimensional retake, right? What they do is they look at TSM and say, look, the choice is yours. Either you're gonna blindly push through something and roll the die, or we're gonna throw off your timing just a tad and make it to where you can't push in together and you're not gonna be at the same strength that you would be otherwise. Again, Hayes smokes off elbow. Marv smokes off hookah window. Again, that was the other spot where TSM had a position of strength. That's where they had Wardell. That's where they had the operator. That's where everything was great. That smoke there forces TSM to say, are we going to push through that smoke out of hookah, not knowing what's on the other side, just so we can be pushing with our other 2 members coming in from CT, or are we going to wait it out? As we'll see, they don't blindly push through the smoke, and that leaves TSM in a very weak position. There's that smoke. Wardell, no longer a factor. Meanwhile, Sub Rosa is pushing in with Hazed. Unfortunately for Sub Rosa, he gets paranoid by Hazed, as we see there. So he's blind, going in, there's hesitation. Meanwhile, that hesitation is taking place. Raucus is able to take care of Hazed, and they continue to whittle down the resources of TSM. At this point, Sub Rosa's committed, so he's got to go in, and he drops as well. Meanwhile, that smoke inside hookah kept TSM at bay the entire time. They were not able to push in together. That forced TSM into a position where they were only able to push on the site with 2 of their folks, not able to leverage the power points around the site, and therefore got picked apart and had nothing really that they could do. We'll fast forward this part here because the round is essentially over. You see members of TSM start to funnel away. Drone and Wardell really head for the fences, and the round is lost. But again, I want to stress the importance of why this was so special. They walked into this in a 5v4 situation. They had everything they wanted, right? Like, they had guns, they had position, they had FaZe on the back foot initially because of how aggressively they played the opener. But FaZe taking the information that was given to them, using process of elimination to understand where the weak area of the map was because of where TSM invested their resources, allowed them to get onto the B site, and then it was their aggression on the B site, really taking real estate, right? Like taking space that they were able to really pick apart from TSM, using the dart initially, using the drone from Rockets, understanding what areas are safe, and then smoking out power points. That allowed them to get onto the site and not just get the spike down, but take away power positions from TSM and force them to play a one-dimensional retake. And as we saw, that was lackluster at best. So just a really cool video, a really cool thing I saw that I wanted to make a video about. This is not normally the type of YouTube content that I make, but I want to be more intentional about making stuff like this in the future. So if there are other plays that you saw that you would love to see me break down, or other things, or any feedback that you might have for me, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to go ahead and continue to do stuff like this. I do kind of nerd out when I see something cool like this that I love to share with you all. So again, if you have any feedback, please drop it in the comments. And as always, if you do like the content, not that comment. If you do like the content, please drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, whatever it is that you may choose to do to support the content. I would love to continue to bring this to the forefront for you all. But that's going to do it for me, folks. Thanks again for watching this video, and hopefully there are many more to come. Until next time.